Hi everybody, Dana Sparks, broker of Maximum One Greater Atlanta Realtors, and today's contract tip has to do with marketing a famous person's home for sale, or more appropriately, marketing a famous person's home that you can show it when it is listed for sale. So, without mentioning any names, there is a famous actor's home for sale here in Powder Springs, Georgia. And we have seen a lot of posts on Facebook and other social media sites from real estate agents saying, call me, and I'll show you this person's home for sale. Very famous actor, and it is listed in the multi-million dollars. So, again, I've seen several Facebook posts, Instagram posts, other kinds of issues where the agent is advertising, marketing that they can show this person's home for sale. Just contact them as a real estate agent. So I completely understand the lead generating avenue or desire to get multi-million dollar buyers by marketing a property for sale. But let's talk about license law. And can you, as a licensed agent here in the state of Georgia, market whether it's a famous person's home for sale or any home for sale? So a couple of things we have to look to, specifically with license law. So in GREC, the license law is under marketing and advertising, which is contained in GREC Rule 520-1-.09, is the whole marketing and advertising license laws that apply to you if you do hold a real estate license here in the state of Georgia. And generally speaking, all advertising, so whether you're advertising yourself and your real estate services, look at me, I'm a real estate agent, I can help you with all kinds of your real estate needs. Please come to me, I'd love the opportunity to help you. All advertising your real estate services as well as a specific property must not be misleading or inaccurate, may not discriminate, must be done in the name of the broker. Now, that's the firm, not the actual broker. And that name must be either the corporate name or the trade name as approved by GREC. And that brokerage name must be done in a manner reasonably calculated to attract the attention of the public and must be reviewed by the public. Now, let's go on to what GREC says more specifically regarding when you are advertising a specific property. All of that falls into place, and on top of that, it is required that you must also include the brokerage phone number as registered with GREC. Now, you can have an agent extension as long as the public has an option when they dial that main number to get to a broker without having to go through you. The broker's name must be in equal or greater size, frequency, and prominence than the agent's, and the same thing with the phone number. So what does that mean? That means you can't have Dana Sparks, ABC Realty, because that would be frequency. The name of the agent would appear more frequently than the name of the brokerage. You can't have the agent's name, Dana Sparks, in bold size 72 font and the name of the agency in size 20 Pika Elite font. That would be prominence. That would be size. Well, that would be size and prominence. Same thing for the phone number. Now, you can use the broker's logo as a measurement yardstick for your name. And then you can also add the licensee's name or team name and the telephone number and an email address. Now, on top of this, GREC says that your electronic advertising, if you're marketing a property or marketing yourself on social media, for example, or any kind of electronic advertising, you may not have room in a Twitter post or something like that to get everything in full-blown GREC compliance. So what the license law says in that situation is the public must be one click away from getting to a website, either your website or your brokerage's website that is in full-blown compliance. And GREC goes on further to say that all agent websites must also have the brokerage name and phone number on every single page of that website. So let's look at one more piece of license law. One more piece of license law states, and this is, again, still in, oops, hang on. Let me get my glasses. Still under the GREC Rule 520-1-.09. A little more specifically, it also states that a licensee shall not advertise any real estate for sale unless the licensee has first secured the written permission of the owner. When such permission is granted, and it can be the owner or the authorized agent of the owner, which would be the brokerage. When such permission is granted, a licensee advertising real estate that is listed with another firm shall clearly and conspicuously disclose the name of the listing firm unless the listing firm has expressly agreed in writing to waive those clear and conspicuous disclosures. So, a couple things. Number one, do you have this famous person's written permission to market and advertise this actor's home? Do you have the listing agent's written permission to market and advertise that home? Now, you're thinking a loophole. You're thinking, well, I'm not advertising it for sale. I'm advertising it to show. So before we get to that, let's go back a little bit to the permission. What you're thinking now is, well, yeah, but I have an IDX reciprocity agreement signed. IDX stands for Internet Data Exchange. And basically what that is that is an agreement, generally speaking, an agreement between an MLS service among the broker members of that MLS service and an agent who is an affiliated licensee with a broker. And basically what an IDX reciprocity agreement is that is written permission from one broker to share, to allow other brokers to share their listings on their corporate websites or on an agent website if an agent has an IDX reciprocity agreement signed from the MLS feed. From the MLS, it is the middle feed. So you've got a broker that has a listing, they put it in an MLS service, another broker that has an IDX reciprocity agreement by virtue of being that member of the MLS, they can also advertise those other brokers' properties for sale. And that's what you see on all the corporate websites of the different brokerages. And again, if you are an agent and you have an agent website with IDX permission, that's just permission for you to market on your agent website a property that had come through that MLS service to which you have the IDX reciprocity agreement. That's not written permission or agents authorize, or the owner's authorized agent's written permission to market that property on your own personal media. That's not permission to market that property on Facebook or to market that property on Twitter, Instagram, whatever, TikTok, whatever means you are using. You do not have necessarily, by means of IDX reciprocity, you do not have written permission to market that house for sale. So now you're thinking, well, I'm not marketing it for sale. I'm marketing it to buyers who want to see that house. Now, that's a bit of a loophole. There's nothing for a potential buyer to see without marketing a specific property for sale. If this actor's house was not for sale, you would not be marketing it. You could do general marketing. I can help in the luxury home market if you're looking to buy in there. But that's not what I'm seeing on social media. So again, just be cautious that you are not being misleading in your advertising, because potentially what a buyer sees when they see your Facebook post is they think, woohoo, I'm going to call this agent and I'm going to go see this famous actor's house for sale. Come on, let's go. And also, just generally speaking, when you get into upper price ranges, especially in the multi-million dollar price ranges, if you have never shown in that price range before, generally speaking, a buyer is going to have to provide proof of funds before a listing agent will ever schedule an appointment to see that house. And generally speaking, the listing agent is going to attend that showing appointment with you, a buyer's agent, along with that buyer. So again, that could be construed as being misleading and a potential GREC license law, marketing, and advertising license law violation. So there is a very famous actor whose house is for sale right now, and this is what has prompted this video. But all of this information applies to marketing not only a famous person's home for sale, but any property for sale if you are not the listing broker of that property, or even the affiliated licensee of that listing broker. And a lot of times with somebody who is famous in whatever field that their career is in, a lot of times you will have people that would want to just see the house just to see this famous person's house and aren't really a true buyer. So can you market properties for sale that aren't your listings or your broker's listings? Absolutely. But you must follow license law in order to do that per your Georgia real estate license. So hope this contract tip helped you out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Dana Sparks, broker of Maximum One Greater Atlanta Realtors, satisfying your needs with service, innovation, and education.